Welcome to Glowing Hour. Today we're drinking yet another mocktail. I can't believe we're still on a mocktail kick.
We're on a kick.
Like, truly, we might be ending the full year on a mocktail kick. Maybe like the last episode. Or the first episode next year. Something.
Yeah.
We'll do a little special. Today it's a cranberry mimosa mocktail. Something like that. Very simple. Let's see what she tastes like.
Mocktails usually are, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just cranberry juice and sparkling cranberry.
You might say we're lazy.
Yeah, you could.
But listen, I don't want to drink alcohol right now. This episode's about how to stay healthy, basically. It doesn't feel right to drink alcohol.
Yeah, and this still, like, if you were at an event and you wanted to bring some sort of mocktail for yourself, this one's easy and cheap. Just a little bag of cranberries.
A little juice.
A little juice and a little sparkling water. Mm-hmm. Sparkling water is 99 cents at Ralph's right now for a liter of it. So, just saying. Anyways, as you can tell by the title, we're talking about not getting sick and just being in your winter wellness era of caring about not getting sick, because we were sick, as you may know, for way too long. Like,
it was like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't even like realize, but I didn't feel better till like mid last week, like right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I don't remember when I was like officially, because even now I'm like a little
stuffy, right? Like things are still kind of coming
phlegmy,
up,
but I don't feel sick.
Right.
I'm not tired, not staying up at night. Oh my God. The worst. So let's avoid that and not do that again. Yeah. And I just think there's such a shift in being sick these days, because it's like, is it COVID?
That's the first question.
Yeah. Did you test?
Did you test yet?
What is it? Don't come near me. And it's so different. Like, if someone has the flu and they come around, it's a little less like, oh, I'm just getting over a cold, or like, I'm just a little sick right now. It's not like, oh my God, get away from me. Why aren't you isolating?
Yeah.
But if it's COVID, it's like literally you're an irresponsible person.
Which is interesting. And I understand the level of severity with like COVID. Mm-hmm. But I still find it very interesting that people will like be okay with being susceptible to getting the flu or the cold.
Yeah, and not COVID.
I'm like, honestly, this last cold or flu, whatever the fuck it was that we got, was awful. I think almost like worse than like the last time I got COVID.
Yeah, it
lasted so much longer.
It's just like the other part of it lasting for so long. It's like how I can't restrict myself in the ways that COVID has such a cut and dry like quarantine period in terms of like when you're contagious, which technically the flu does, and you aren't contagious for as long, so that's why we're just like normalized to working or going out still. But you end up just being sick for longer in terms of like if you're drinking while being sick or just eating bad or like not taking vitamins. You can really turn it around a lot quicker if you are doing your best to rest and take care of yourself. So that's why we want to talk about this, because just being sick fucking sucks and it stops your life. And I can't imagine people getting COVID during Christmas again. Like, every year, COVID does something, you know?
Somebody can't come for some reason.
Yeah. So, specifically, we want to talk about winter. I know we talked about the fall, the autumn of it all, but I think winter has a whole nother set of
issues or...
Yeah, of its things. Where are you going? Winter in general. Where was I going with that? Like I said, being sick sucks, and I think coming off of being sick, I've done a little more work to try and avoid it this time around.
It's like you forget how awful it is to feel sick until you get it. You get sick,
you
and
get it
like,
again.
Oh,
you're like, why wasn't I taking vitamins?
I need to take care of myself better.
Yeah,
which, like, you know, to some degree for sure, but I think you're gonna... I don't think you can completely avoid like getting sick altogether.
I mean, sometimes it just happens.
It just happens, and you don't have like an awful immune system. It's just like your body it took its time, you know?
Yeah.
But we're gonna go through some things that can help you preemptively
prepared.
Prepare
your body to be the least sick it possibly can this winter.
And if you're like getting there or you are sick, we'll get through that too. But anyway, let's start with the preemptive stuff of day-to-day, what to do.
Yeah.
They always tell you, especially after COVID, I feel like everyone kind of knew, oh, this is like what you take now to stay healthy, because vitamins. Nobody wanted to get COVID.
Yeah.
So like the vitamins that you should be taking are definitely vitamin D, C, zinc, and I heard recently a B complex really helps, because a B complex, usually the Bs really help with like stress management and like anxiety and all that. So like if you're really reducing your ability of getting really stressed, that really will diminish like how susceptible your immunity will get to getting attacked.
Honestly, I'm really bad with vitamins.
So am I.
It's just like annoying having to do it all the time.
I would literally like credit my success to drinking vitamins as being Athletic Greens. Not sponsored. Wish it was. But I have been taking Athletic Greens for the last 2 or 3 years now, pretty consistently. And the minute that I don't, that's when I'm like susceptible to getting sick. But I definitely need to get on top of taking like the D, zinc, and C every day, so that I'm like at full capacity.
Yeah. It's just like,
it's hard.
I get why people don't want to do medicine for the rest of their lives, because it's the same shit with vitamins. Like, for the rest of my life, like, it just sounds daunting, but it's worth it. It's fine.
I also think about like, yeah, it's annoying to take vitamins every day, but then when you think about like the repercussions, I don't know the repercussions of like getting the cold and flu, and I don't know if like that is like not as aggressive, but like getting COVID, there's been a lot of like long-term effects that happen on people's health, and like that's the piece that I'm like, I'd rather take these motherfucking vitamins every single day of my life, so that I don't get brain damage, or I don't like forever hurt my lungs. God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like, not to say that everyone, like, I would say majority of the people are not like, oh my God, I'm packing all these nutrients into my diet, so I don't need vitamins because I already got you. Like,
good for you.
Like, those people, really congrats, because you're doing
but
it.
Also, you live in America and our soil is shit, so you're not actually getting all those nutrients, just so you know. Even you meat eaters, you're not getting your B12, just so you know.
Wow. So,
not to end you, but
she just came in with some facts, but yeah, I am not one of those people who even claims to know anything about vitamins in certain foods. I'm like, nuts who? I don't.
What nuts?
Like, I like cashews, but do they do anything? No. Do I like peanuts? No, but maybe they're better than whatever, right?
Oh, like, I just learned that peanuts don't grow on trees.
Me computing? Where the fuck do peanuts grow?
They grow like legumes, like they grow underground.
That's odd.
That's why they say peanuts and tree nuts, because a peanut is
I've
never
even heard that. I've never heard that.
Well, anyway, little fun fact for you. I didn't know that till like the other day.
Wow. Okay, well, see, I'm not really, I'm not well informed in the nutrition vitamin aspect, which is the next, highlight of winter nutrition, of what's in season during winter. Even though Mel said some shit about America right now, we're going to ignore it because it's what we have.
Don't eat your vegetables. There's still some nutrients.
You can also grow your own, which has been really fun projects to do. I'd say during winter is probably the hardest, though, to maintain your own. Lots of kale grows too fucking fast. Let me just say that. But yeah, I'd say it's probably a good idea to research what is in season and what can you grow yourself for fun? Make it a little activity. Why not?
Why not?
But yeah, I think nutrition being the other aspect that really helps, which we were just talking about how terrible we eat in the holidays and stress, and like it's so much easier to eat fucking pumpkin pie and dessert and sweets and drink. And those are all the things that are going to make you more susceptible to being fucking sick. So it's just like remembering that there are other consequences to eating and treating your body maybe poorly in the grand scheme of it. Obviously, have fun, have a good time, but if you're doing it every single weekend or all week long or all month long, you're probably going to start feeling a little bit tired, a little bit sick, groggy, And I don't want to feel that way. So at minimum, like, I'd say a good goal would be like during the week. A week after Thanksgiving, though. Like, we got to be reasonable because you got leftovers. It's fine.
Me.
Like, I can't be eating healthy all the time. But at least like one meal in a day, 5 days a week. It's a good one. It's like well-rounded. You got your fiber, you got your carbs, you got your veggies,
your protein.
Yeah, all of the above. We went ahead and did the slightest, tiniest bit of research and found what food is good for your immune system, which Mel already kind of knew some of them because she actually, I don't know why, she's in the know.
I just am a hypochondriac, so I like to prepare for illness.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Wellness is just something that I am kind of passionate about just because I get really scared of getting sick. Mm-hmm. More than I think the average person. So,
all right.
It's not a very easy time when I'm sick. So anyway. But yeah, here are some of like the foods that we recommend you intake for some immune boosting properties. Anyway, of course, vitamin C is a big one, right? So that's like the vitamin that you want to take. That comes a lot from like citrus. So your oranges, your lemons. You know what? I know lemon water sounds silly in the morning. Your little hot lemon water. All these like hot girls, that girls are doing it. It's for a purpose. Let me tell you, it's good for your digestion, first of all. But also, you're getting that vitamin C. Yeah. Get your citruses in.
It's crazy that one thing does so many. Do you know anything about like we do overcomplicate. Do you ever taking care of ourselves?
Literally. Do you ever like sit there and think like it's such a stupid thought, but I'm always like, oh, you don't have to take like a vitamin in a pill, like it's in food.
I mean, I don't think that, mostly because I don't know what vitamins are in which foods. For the most part.
But the thought,
it's fleeting.
It's like it always originated from the
but
things you
they
ate.
do. I feel like doctors do say like the odds of you getting that amount of vitamins in your meal in a day is unrealistic. But so a vitamin,
It's also crazy though because like we didn't have vitamins like back in the day.
We did die at like 40.
We did. I totally agree. So it's just like science.
But yeah.
We just extracted the vitamins.
We just made it.
It's just crazy to me. The thought is nuts.
We've created our lives. I don't know where I'm going with that sentence. Just ignore it.
Anyway. Citrus is a big one, okay?
Yeah.
Next, you got your berries. These are antioxidant. Help your immune system. Really flush out like those nasty things that are happening in your body. So
cranberry mocktail.
Cranberry mocktail. It's a berry. I do hear that the darker berries are the more like rich in the nutrient.
Like blackberries,
raspberry. Blueberries, yeah. All them berries.
Not strawberries. Kind of weak girls.
I don't really know, honestly. I haven't really looked into that, but I know that the dark ones are
fair.
And then you got the things that like garlic. I know a lot of y'all probably don't want to eat that much garlic because
it's a lot.
That was tricky because I feel like a lot of people are allergic to garlic.
Oh really?
Like it fucks with their stomach. But I feel like
I mean, it's not the only thing.
There's a list. You can also take supplements.
Garlics. What are they called? It's not a garlic vitamin. It's like
the garlic oil.
Something.
Anyway. Garlic is good for your immune system, and similar to garlic, ginger
really
is that girl. I think that one's fun to put in food because it's like spicy.
I think like immunity shots.
Great.
If you don't want to do all this effort of looking into things, in general, the grocery store has good like immunity
ready
shots.
To go.
Yeah, ready for you. But they're also not that hard to make. Orange juice and just great ginger.
I literally just lemon juice. Throw some one time.
Yeah.
I buy frozen garlic and ginger from Trader Joe's. And this is how I usually make my shots is I'll just get like juice lemons, and then I'll throw some ginger in the blender, blend it, and then add some cayenne, take it or whatever. One time, though, I didn't read it, and I did a garlic instead of a ginger, which, you know, still did something good for my immune system, I guess, but it fucking tasted like shit.
Smelled like garlic.
I did.
48 hours.
It was awful. But anyway, so ginger is a really good one. You could do it in the shot. It's a very easy way to take it. And then you got things like yogurt because, you know, probiotics.
Yeah.
For your gut health. A lot of people, I feel like now it's a lot more commonly known because I feel like before people wouldn't really associate your gut to like your overall like health, but they say that your gut is kind of like your second brain. So like if you're not taking care of it, it's going to affect the rest of your system.
The probiotic market has gone crazy, dude. Like so many people talk about your gut health now.
Because it's important for sure. So yeah, yogurts. I would recommend, I mean, I'm vegetarian, vegan. I would recommend not a dairy yogurt. I would do like a coconut yogurt.
God, they taste so good though. I miss yogurt.
I really don't miss it that much.
I miss yogurt when I'm eating non-dairy yogurt. Then I'm like, wow, they are different. But I also don't eat yogurt that much. But then when I do, I'm like, but what is the brand? We by Yoplait or some shit. It's good. Yeah. I like that one. And it's at Target.
Does that one have probiotics in it?
Girl, more than enough. If I knew, I don't know.
We used to be on a Coolina kick.
I do. That one is perfect. That one is yogurt, essentially.
That's a good one. Also with probiotics, with that said, any other probiotic product like a kefir or
kimchi,
kombucha, anything like any fermented foods.
Pickles?
I don't think that's the same.
Pickles? No, they're pickled. It's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Not fermented. Oh, I'm thinking... No, I don't know. I was thinking of something else, though. I can't think of it. What is it called?
What does it look like?
Is it like horseradish or something? Isn't that shit like...
Oh, yeah, that's like... Where's that pickled?
I don't know.
Again, I don't know. Fermented foods. Look them up.
Yes.
Next, we got like having some high protein food. If you're a meat eater, do what you do.
Do what you
do. You know, you got nuts and seeds.
Tofu.
Soy. All the good stuff.
The Jack in the Box tacos made from soy.
Yeah, if you didn't know.
Get your fill, babe. That's a high protein. Jack in the Box, please sponsor me.
Similar to ginger and garlic, a turmeric.
That one's really hard to get in personally on a meal. Like, I'm not cooking with turmeric too much. And it stains everything.
Does it?
In addition, yes.
I mean, I make like tofu egg with it. I used to be very... Wow, I need to get back to doing this. It's not for everybody. Not everyone likes like golden milk is what they call it.
Golden milk.
Or like a golden latte. It's basically a turmeric latte. I used to make turmeric lattes a lot when I was younger. It's just basically like a little bit of turmeric, some milk, plant-based milk, and then I'll do like... Make sure you do pepper with the turmeric because that's what like activates it, especially if you're doing powdered versus like fresh turmeric.
No wonder these turmeric lattes cost $9.
And then I usually do some honey or like maple syrup. Delicious.
Wow.
But anyway, turmeric is kind of hard because it does taste like shit on its own.
Yeah, you gotta look up recipes.
You can also blend it though, like we said with the shots.
Yeah.
Do it all together. Just shoot it back.
Just know it's not going to taste good and call it a day. Yeah.
You have on here chicken soup.
Chicken soup was, for some reason, a recommendation. It's kind of the mixture of all the things.
I think it's because it has celery in it. It has carrots. It's got your protein. It's got a little carb in there. Hot soups, I think, are just like good for your immune system. I do know that like in Chinese medicine, having anything like cold they don't like want to eat anything like like ice cream or anything. Like it's not good for your, like anything cold going down your system is not good. They don't put ice in their drinks, things like that. And I'm like looking
down at my ice drink.
I mean, to each their own, you know what I mean? But I think like warm soups or...
I couldn't, during summer I just couldn't. That's crazy.
That sounds crazy, huh?
Anyway.
Omega-3 fatty acids in general as like either a supplement or, you know, eating your fish.
That's the only thing I know that it's in.
Seaweed, kelp. You can also have it in flax seeds, chia seeds,
Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
I think that's all I can think of right now. But anyway, omega-3s are isn't it like 369 or 39? 3 and 9, omega-3, I might be wrong. I know that there's multiples of omegas. Just get all your omegas in.
Right.
Yes. And then we got...
I took one nutrition class in college, okay? And that was like 4 years ago already.
That was like a very interesting class.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was
I had
fun.
to do a video on guacamole. I don't know. Talk about how good fats are for you. Healthy fats.
Healthy fats.
Anyways.
Make sure you get them in. Green tea. I don't know the specifics of this
I don't either.
But I know that green tea is generally good for you.
Yeah.
Also helps a lot with digestion, which I think then that like really probably goes into the gut health situation.
Honestly, any tea though. And it's always a nice little treat.
I love making tea at night. It's just so nice.
Yeah. I used to not at all. And then it was just when I was sick. And every once in a while, I'll do it randomly.
I love tea.
But it's not very often. Usually because I chug it. And then I'm like, that was dumb.
I really like a peppermint tea. It feels so good.
Maybe I'll try a peppermint tea this winter.
It's also like nice when you're like really full. Now I carry it when I travel or when I know I'm going to eat too much.
Interesting.
Because then I'm like, just drink a peppermint tea. Smooth everything out in my tummy. Anyway, I recommend a peppermint tea. Then you got sweet potatoes. I don't really know the nutritional value. I know it's like probably healthy fats is what it is.
Mm-hmm. And they're probably in season for winter, like a popular produce.
Like I have them year round.
You know what's annoying that's not like commonly available? Fig.
Oh, figs are so good.
Tell me why they're never at a regular fucking
like grocery store. You
Even
can buy them dried.
What?
Or like
where?
I don't know. Ask Logan. She got them for me. I love fig anything.
Figs are so good.
My aunt used to have a tree, so I used to get them all the time. Maybe just grow your own fig tree.
Why don't you just become a farmer?
I don't really know what figs do though. They just taste good.
And they're cute. That's what I want them.
Like
cute
on a
for
cake.
Yes, thank you. I want them on a cake, and that's always my goal. And then I go to the store and they only have like a 5-pack, and I'm like, I wanted 1 or 2.
Just buy the 5-pack and eat them. Do you like them?
I don't know. I've never had a raw one. I've always just looked at them. I've had Fig Newton.
Delish.
I got them the other day, actually, like a couple months ago. A lot of bread. A lot of bread on those Fig Newtons. Yeah. You really got to wash them down with something.
They're kind of dry.
They'll dry. The person I had them with, we were expecting more of a nostalgic, beautiful experience, and it was more like a...
As kids, I think it was the same experience. I don't know why we liked them.
I don't either. Anyways.
Anyway, so those are like a little bit of the food, like... Also, just make sure you get your leafy greens in. We didn't have that on there.
Oh, yeah. But that's a year-round
spinach, kale.
Expectation.
Get them shits in, you know?
Mm-hmm. Make a smoothie if you can't stomach it in a salad or whatever your prerogative is.
Get that shit in.
Lastly, we just like... I feel like we've talking about the menstrual cycle and like... how it affects you, and that we are novices to this. Like, we don't fully understand what each cycle is, what you're supposed to work out, what you're supposed to eat, blah, blah, whatever. But we did find a little bit of information on the different phases and kind of where your immunity is during those phases.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was interesting. So we thought we'd share. And it's also a generalization. Everyone's different. Your body might be producing different things at different times, etc. We're just in general
also talking about the uterus, and this is probably
irrelevant to you.
Irrelevant.
Also, there isn't that much information about the menstrual cycle and the different phases and how women or people with uteruses can treat themselves most efficiently. That's another aspect of it, is that we just don't know what we don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, doctors and people who study this for their life have a lot more information on this. But the general public...
I think we're all just barely getting to a place of like, oh, we could do something about.
Right. There's things I could do to take care of myself.
Yeah.
So, the first phase being the menstrual phase. Also, if you're confused about what these phases are, Google it because I'm not the one. I barely know myself. But menstrual phase, which would be the phase that you're bleeding. That'd be the week or whatever it is that you're bleeding. So your hormones are at their lowest, both of them, estrogen and progesterone. Progesterone. Hate that word. And that tends to be the phase that you can get sick.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I can't see that you're literally bleeding.
Your body's already doing too much.
Your body's like, I can only do one thing at a time. Plus the 80 other.
Fight your stupid infection you got. Me.
Yeah, you might want to up the immunity during that specific phase, which is such an interesting thing like to think about.
Wait, that also makes sense though, because you're bleeding, so many things nutrients are depleting.
Yeah, right? Isn't that crazy? And I think that's why probably this phase you're supposed to have a lot of nuts. I'm making this up. Don't fucking quote me. But yeah, you're supposed to up on all these things.
Omegas. That's literally
and that's literally the immunity thing that we just talked about.
That's crazy. Okay.
So
I'm learning with you right now.
I'm ChatGPT, man. So the follicular phase is when your estrogen begins to rise. And it says that your immunity can actually be enhanced during this phase. So you could actually be fighting infections a little more easily.
Follicular is after menstrual.
Yeah, I think this is in order.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So then after that, you have the ovulatory phase. Ovulation. And estrogen peaks and progesterone starts to rise. The heightened immune activity potentially enhancing the body's ability to fight off infections. So it's kind of like those 2 weeks, it looks like you're pretty good. You're doing well. Estrogen's up. Your other hormone, progesterone's also starting to go up.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And no wonder I feel so good.
Right, you feel better.
Oh my god, okay, cool.
And then the luteal phase, both estrogen and progesterone are elevated. It says some studies suggest a more complex immune response during this phase. Progesterone has anti-inflammatory effects. It may also suppress certain aspects of the immune system, possibly making the body more susceptible.
Interesting.
So progesterone being too high is a problem, apparently.
Damn.
So in the luteal phase and the menstrual phase. So it's like 2 weeks off in terms of immunity and then 2 weeks better. You're doing better.
That makes a lot of sense.
Isn't that crazy? Wow. See, like, keeping track of that, plus having to keep track of, like, the workouts you're supposed to be doing, the rest you're supposed to be having.
I'm overwhelmed with, like...
information.
Really
like, is this a problem that cis straight men?
No.
I mean, not
no.
Gay men too as well, I guess.
No.
But
no,
like men
man.
are not. No
cis man has to deal with any of this.
What do they think about?
What do you have to complain about?
I mean, they're still thinking about immunity, you know, like they're still
getting sicky and then being little babies about it. Shut up.
But like I'm also
in
bleeding.
I'm
in my luteal phase and I'm sick. New flex unlocked for women. Something new to complain about. But yeah, I just found that to be interesting. So figured I'd share. If you guys know any more information about like immunity or just like the cycle and I don't know, resources that you can share, podcasts that are specifically about that, that'd be awesome. It's always nice to learn about yourself and why things make sense. It's so nice to know like, oh, I did get sick when I was on my period. So like I really fucked up and didn't take my vitamins that week or whatever.
The amount wait, this is like just so life-changing for me right now because it's like it's blowing my mind. Like, no joke, every time, like, not every time, but a lot of the times when I get my period, right before, I'm, like, teetering on this, like, I feel like I'm gonna get sick moment, and then I get my period, and I'm like, oh, it was just my period. But before, I never really understood, like, the correlation there. But this this makes so much sense.
This right here is the one. Yeah. I don't know. I really am going to start paying attention to that. Like, if I'm feeling sick during those phases. Because sometimes you fight it. You know, you catch it and you're like, gone. But is it because I went into my follicular phase? Did I do anything?
The girls were running, you know?
The girls were rising. We were up.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I never want to hear a man tell me that I'm just going through, like, my period for the fucking week.
You said I'm living like, 4 weeks of constant change.
2 weeks of suffering every month. So fuck off.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, anyway. Girlies out there, we're going through it. We have a lot to learn about our bodies.
We honestly do, and I'm tired of it.
It's endless. I didn't even know my period. I mean, it makes sense, but I didn't even know my period, like, had anything to do with how I'm gonna get sick or not.
Literally. How can those be correlated? I get it,
but like
obviously
what?
They're correlated, but like, why are we never thinking about it? Because it's just too much to think about. Like, I get it. It is a lot.
Like,
I'm overwhelmed, but hopefully you guys don't get sick. Hopefully we don't get sick again. And
no, I'm done for the year.
Oh, I hope.
I'm saying I'm done.
2 weeks. I'm done forever. Never getting sick again in my whole life. Because now that I know the menstrual cycle,
I'm gonna work on it.
I'm never getting sick ever again in my whole life. Now I'm just thinking, like, how men are on a 24-hour cycle. Does that mean they're more susceptible during certain times of day? Can I, like, get a motherfucker sick in the afternoon versus nighttime?
That is so funny.
Probably at nighttime. They're probably sleepy. They're probably tired. They probably... and in the morning. I think nighttime. If you're trying to get a man sick...
Nighttime.
The nighttime, baby.
Cough him right in his mouth. Anyway. I think that's it for this episode. We have nothing else to say, but I hope it was sort of informative. And I know there was a lot of pieces that you probably didn't know, but that last one, I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't, because I didn't.
Mind-blowing. So be sure to follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, or subscribe, like this video. Follow us on TikTok, like everywhere. We're literally on every little corner of the internet. So if you're not following us there, it would mean a lot. Also, rating the podcast on whatever platform you're on would mean a lot. And yeah, we just hope that you feel heard, understood, and seen. And we'll see you guys next week.